The International Book Fair of Radical Black and Third World Books was for me the most important event in my calendar between 1982 and 1995 when it ended.
Margaret Busby is a publisher, writer and editor born in Ghana. She became Britain's first black female publisher in the 1960s when she co-founded the publishing company Allison Busby. In 2020, she was appointed chair of the Booker Prize.
So I had to think, why was that? It was because it connected all the continents. It connected Africa, it connected the Caribbean, it connected the Americas, it connected Asia, and it brought together people who were not only publishers, booksellers, writers, but people who consumed all those creative works.
As organisers, we always wanted a book fair that was international in its makeup, hence the name International Book Fair of Radical Black and Third World Books.
Janice Durham has worked with New Beacon Books since 1979 and is currently one of its 2 directors. She was born in Grenada and was a member of the Black Youth Movement and People's War Carnival Band.
A big part of it was to give profile, visibility to black sellers, publishers, writers and others engaged in creative arts and activism.
Free-blooming and remarkably beautiful flowers also grow in desert sand. In the first year of the book fair, Andrew Salke compared the participants to flowers in desert sand, remarking on the scale of accomplishment possible with very little resources.
It connected books with politics and the wider cultural world. So aside from having exhibitors, I, as a publisher, exhibited my books and was amazed at how many people thronged to see all these people publishing books from around the world that were specifically aimed at Black and Third World topics, readership, more than you'd see in the whole year in any typical bookshop in London. And bringing them all together as part of a cultural event. So you not only had the book exhibition, but you had art exhibitions, you had music, you had poetry readings, at which I heard all sorts of amazing poets for the first time and people I would never have a chance to hear again, whether we're talking about Maggie Smith, Jean Bidley-Breeze, or Kurt Wittek, wonderful poets and writers. And musicians, Randy Weston, Talib Kibwe. There were so many things, books, book selling, book production, with the wider cultural society that we all live in. And that was a lesson that I've carried with me ever since. And I met all sorts of extraordinary people who were involved.
The collective gathering of artists in London for the book fairs demonstrates the collaborative forces involved in carving out a space for Black publishing and performance. Without grants or funding, the book fairs relied entirely on the financial input of the participants, exemplifying a strong sense of agency and self-sufficiency.
There are so many memories, but I have vivid memories of the collective preparation involved in getting the first book fair together. CLR James opened that first book fair in 1982. Another stand-off memories is of Michael Smith, the Jamaican poet, performing "Me Can't Believe It."
For the teacher man know it, but him not tell the sheep that rata.
He electrified the audience, which made his brutal death in 1983 even more traumatic for all who had met and seen him at the book fair.
Me say me can't believe it. Room them a rent me apply within, but as me going cockroach, rat and scorpion also come in. One good nose of a run. But me now go to sit down on high wall like Humpty Dumpty. Me a face my reality. One little boy come blow him on. And me look on him with scan. I've no realized my 5 boy pick me was a victim of the trick them called partisan politics, and me band my belly and my ball. And me band my belly and my ball. Lord, me can't believe it. Me say me can't believe it. My daughter boyfriend name is Sailor, and him pass through the port like a ship. More grand picnic for feed and all that we need. What a night with a plight and we can't get a bite, and my life is a stiff fight and me can't believe it. Me say me can't believe it. Sitting in the corner, my friend talking about things and time, you and vice say, who that? Me say, who that? Oh, I say who that when we are so who that. When you take a start, them liquid on flat, teeth start fly and big man start crying. Me say me can't believe it. Me say me can't believe it. The other day me a pass one.
There were also the unforgettable post-book fair gatherings around John and Sarah's kitchen table at Albert Road. Many strong bonds were formed during the 12 years of the book fair.
Well, first of all, I knew the organisers. I knew Bogle Louverture and New Beacon Books and Race Today, and so there were people I connected with, but I met all sorts of people who became friends and colleagues over the years and are still people I think of as having come to me through the Black Book Fair, as we called it for short.
The collection on the International Book Fair of Radical Black and Third World Books is of crucial value now and for future generations, because it's the first of its kind and facilitated not only books and book sellings, but collective culture, political activism and networking nationally and internationally.
So I think just to enable generations in the future to see those connections between culture, between books, between writing, and the wider political sphere that we all live in is important. And that can happen through the archives, through the things that people were not necessarily there to see, but that survive us all. So I'm really thrilled to know that there is this archival project and that it will continue to educate people in future generations, because I certainly took a lot from it, and I'm thrilled to have been part of it back in the 80s, apart from the fact that I was honoured to be asked to open it one year. I think it was 1993, but it was opened by some amazing people, beginning with C.L.R. James, Wally Soyinka, Ngugi, Jane Cortez. To be in the company of all these giants was unforgettable, and to have a record of those moments is crucial to show how important culture continues to be for us all, and particularly, in my case, books.
Old pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit, but my hands was made strong by the hands of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever had, redemption song.